Hello everybody, welcome back to Black Gun. It's been quite a while since I've done a video. Work-related issues, so on and so forth. It's the wonderful world of policing. But today we're going to be doing a video on a pretty cool piece. It's the WALTHER P99, and it is the last edition. It was a pretty cool package because it didn't come in your regular shitty gun case. It actually come with a whole bunch of really neat goodies. The first thing we'll do is I'll show you the box that it came in. If you want to come close here, you can take a look. It's a really nice white box. But before we get into the box, we're going to pan over here. But understand that everything we have here, or everything that I'm showing you, came in that white box. So the WALTHER P99 final edition comes in a really nice Pelican style case. I mean, you could tell they didn't chintz out on this. The weapon comes with a really cool challenge coin. I'll try to dig in here to get it out so you guys can take a look. And we'll spin that around on the other side. And she's pretty weighty. I really don't know what type of metal it is, but it doesn't feel like cheap pot metal. One extra magazine, and it comes with a weapon. The weapon packed in this little bag, so we'll get everything out here. And it will have a chamber check, or a chamber safety. So we will lock this back. We'll take this out, be able to show you the weapon. You know, it has a nice olive drab contrasting with the black bits, and it has the European mag release, which a lot of Americans hate, but I love it. I have little girl paws, as you can see, so wrapping my mitts around here, it's real easy for me to actuate the magazine release with my trigger finger and my index finger. So we will spin this weapon around and I'll be able to show you P99, and they have it marked final edition. And we'll get into the weapon later. So I'm going to put her down and I'll show you what the weapon came with inside the box. So we'll open up the box now. Throw this throw it off to the side here, somewhere anyway. Don't want it to get wet. There's a little bit of water on here. It comes with a holster, and it'll have a paddle and an inside the waistband option. I would state that you probably just take this off if you wanted to use it for the paddle, or you can disassemble the paddle and you can put it inside the waistband. So it's pretty decent quality. I don't know if I would use it in the long run. It also comes with a couple of your grip accessories here, so you can adjust the size of the grip according to your hand. And I will show you here on the weapon again. So it'll be this piece right here. So this grip panel will come off. You can put a smaller one on, or you could put a larger one on. I would venture to say that this one's probably the medium. It fits my hand really nice, so we're just going to leave that on. And lastly, it comes with a Walther knife, which consequently, take it out of the plastic here, is shaped almost identical to the pistol. Really nice final edition knife. The only negative to this is that it's made in China. So it's not German steel, it's not American steel. So, I mean, I'd say they dropped the ball on this, but they really went out of their way to package this up for the farewell model. So with that said, you get a whole bunch, but you're paying for it, okay? I know that this weapon retail is probably going to shoot right around $800 for this whole package. And when the P99 was sold individually, this is a weapon that was pretty price competitive with the other striker fire weapons and polymer frame weapons, you know, somewhere around $550, $600. So you're paying for this. They're not giving it away. You are definitely paying for it. But I think it is a really nice collectible package for a weapon that for the last 25 years really set the bar pretty high and brought Walther out of the dustbin of history and into the relevant world of law enforcement and military defense with this handgun. So with that said, we'll get this thing set up and ready to shoot and go over some of the interesting features that the weapon has. All right, guys, I figured since this Walther came with pretty much everything, the holster and that, we're just going to use what they provided us. So I'm going to use the paddle portion of this holster. For the sake of this video and conservancy of time, I'm going to leave this outside the waistband clip on. It's really not going to affect me. One of the most interesting features about this gun that is different than other striker fire weapons is that even though it's kind of a true striker fire weapon, where it'll show you where the weapon is even cocked with the striker fire firing pin in the back, it has a double action feature and a decocker, which is like mind-boggling. So when you load the weapon, the trigger will dip into a single stage position similar to that of the striker fire. If you don't want to carry it in this position, the decocker is right here. Watch. Boom. It'll go into double action mode, where you get that traditional long trigger pull that you would get with a hammer actuated weapon like a Beretta M9 or a SIG 226 and the like. And this was a really unique feature for the turn of the 21st century, and it got quite a following, and like I said, pulled Walther out of the doldrums of history with the Walther PPK. And I guess let's load it up and see how she shoots. So what I'll do is I'm going to use the double action pull. We'll hit a couple of the IPSC size metal targets here, and we'll see how she shoots. So what I'll do is I'll decock, and we'll see what the long trigger pulls are. And then, boom, it'll go into that single action. First volley of rounds, pretty easy weapon to use, to be honest with you. And that first long pull, you can kind of like stage it up. You pull it in and you can feel like where that limit is and get a pull that's just slightly longer than the single action pull, so you could stay on target. The weapon's pretty accurate. It was naturally made to fit the human hand. You know, without a doubt, Walther put a lot of time into the function of this weapon. Consequently, it's probably one of the most beautiful handguns ever manufactured as well. And, you know, Germany has always been long-standing to create a weapon that was function well over form. But with this particular weapon, Walther hit pay dirt with both form and function. With that said, let's see what we could do with a couple of these gongs and, you know, run this magazine out. Okay, so that was about 13 rounds on the first magazine. You take a look, and everything functioned really well. You know, when the magazine was empty, locked into the rear position as it's supposed to, using the European style magazine release. Like I said, for me, it's an absolute breeze. I'll tell you what, I am really sorry to see this weapon go because it's so beautiful. It was probably one of the reasons why I felt an urgency to make sure that I got the final edition out of fear of never being able to get one. Now understand that for their next service weapon, that seems to be the one that's really going to hold roots like this one. It is the Personal Defense Pistol, or PDP, made by Walther. Next week, we're going to make a video with that, and maybe if we have a little bit of time, we'll compare the two and see what the differences are. And you know, with that said, we're going to shoot out the rest of this magazine, and I'm going to have a little bit of fun out here, so tag along.